Yugoslavia has only one path, the path of brotherhood and unity of all our peoples. These words, spoken by Josip Broz Tito in 1945 at the official proclamation of the Federal People's Republic of Yugoslavia, encapsulated his vision for a united and prosperous nation forged from the ashes of World War II. Tito, a charismatic revolutionary leader who emerged from the partisan resistance against Nazi occupation, envisioned a Yugoslavia where ethnic and religious differences would be subsumed under a shared socialist identity. His dream was of a strong, independent Yugoslavia that could navigate the treacherous waters of the Cold War, charting its own course between the capitalist West and the communist East. However, the path to unity and prosperity was fraught with challenges. Yugoslavia was a land of immense diversity, a mosaic of cultures, languages and religions often divided by historical grievances and competing aspirations. Tito's vision, though noble in its intent, faced the daunting task of reconciling these differences and forging a cohesive national identity. This essay will explore the rise and fall of Tito's Yugoslavia, examining the factors that contributed to its initial success and eventual demise, and analysing the lasting legacy of this ambitious but ultimately ill-fated experiment in Balkan unity. The birth of Yugoslavia. The idea of a unified South Slavic state, or Yugoslavia, had been circulating among intellectuals and nationalists in the region since the 19th century. These early visionaries saw unity as a way to resist foreign domination and promote cultural and political solidarity. The Austro-Hungarian Empire, which ruled over much of the Balkans, had long suppressed South Slavic nationalism, viewing it as a threat to its own power. The empire's policies aimed to stifle any movements towards independence or unification. However, the empire's collapse in the aftermath of World War I created an opportunity for the creation of a South Slavic state. The war had devastated the region, but it also weakened the grip of the Austro-Hungarian and Ottoman empires, paving the way for new political realities. In 1918, the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats and Slovenes was proclaimed, uniting territories previously under the control of Austria-Hungary and the Ottoman Empire. This marked a significant milestone in the quest for South Slavic unity. This first iteration of Yugoslavia, however, would prove to be fragile and short-lived. The kingdom faced numerous challenges from the outset, including economic difficulties, ethnic tensions and political instability. Internal divisions, particularly between Serbs and Croats, plagued the kingdom from its inception. These tensions were rooted in historical grievances and differing visions for the future of the state. Serbia, the dominant power within the Union, favored a centralized state, while Croats and other groups sought greater autonomy. This fundamental disagreement created a persistent source of conflict. The fragile unity of the kingdom was shattered in 1929, when King Alexander I, in an attempt to quell nationalist tensions, abolished the constitution and established a royal dictatorship. His actions were intended to stabilize the country, but had the opposite effect. This move, far from resolving the underlying issues, only served to exacerbate them. The royal dictatorship faced widespread opposition and unrest, further destabilizing the kingdom. The assassination of King Alexander in 1934, orchestrated by Croatian nationalists, further deepened the divisions within the kingdom. The international community watched with concern as Yugoslavia struggled to maintain its unity and stability amidst growing internal and external pressures. The regions of Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia was a land of remarkable diversity, encompassing 6 republics and 2 autonomous provinces, each with its own distinct cultural, linguistic and historical characteristics. Serbia. The largest and most populous republic, Serbia was home to the nation's capital, Belgrade. Serbs, who constituted the largest ethnic group in Yugoslavia, played a dominant role in the country's politics and military. Croatia. Situated along the Adriatic coast, Croatia boasted a rich history and a strong sense of national identity. Croats, the second largest ethnic group, often clashed with Serbs over issues of power and autonomy. Slovenia. Located in the northwest corner of Yugoslavia, bordering Austria and Italy, Slovenia was the most economically developed republic. Slovenes, known for their industriousness and Western outlook, often viewed themselves as distinct from the rest of Yugoslavia. Bosnia and Herzegovina, situated in the heart of Yugoslavia, Bosnia and Herzegovina was a melting pot of ethnicities and religions, with a significant Muslim population alongside Serbs and Croats. This intermingling of cultures, while contributing to the region's richness, also made it a tinderbox for ethnic tensions. Montenegro, a small mountainous republic bordering Serbia, Montenegro shared close cultural and historical ties with its larger neighbor. Montenegrins, predominantly Orthodox Christians, were known for their fierce independence and warrior traditions. Macedonia, located in the southern part of Yugoslavia, bordering Greece and Bulgaria, Macedonia was home to a Slavic-speaking population with its own distinct language and culture. Macedonians, often overlooked in the Yugoslav power structure, harbored their own aspirations for independence. Kosovo, an autonomous province within Serbia, Kosovo was predominantly populated by ethnic Albanians who adhered to Islam and had a distinct cultural identity from the surrounding Serbian population. Kosovo, with its historical significance for Serbs and its large Albanian population, would become a major flashpoint for ethnic conflict. Vojvodina, an autonomous province within Serbia, Vojvodina was a multi-ethnic region with a significant Hungarian minority, reflecting its historical position as a borderland between different empires. Yugoslavia's delicate balance. Yugoslavia's geopolitical position was precarious, wedged between the capitalist West and the communist East during the Cold War. Initially, Tito, a staunch communist, aligned Yugoslavia with the Soviet Union and its allies. However, Tito chafed under Stalin's iron grip and his insistence on absolute obedience from satellite states. Tito's independent streak and his desire to chart a different course for Yugoslavia led to a bitter split with Stalin in 1948. This break with the Soviet Union had profound implications for Yugoslavia, both domestically and internationally. Domestically, Tito cracked down on pro-Soviet elements within the Communist Party, purging those deemed disloyal. He also sought to forge a distinct Yugoslav path to socialism, one that emphasized worker self-management and decentralized economic planning. Internationally, Yugoslavia's expulsion from the Cominform, the Soviet-led alliance of communist parties, left it isolated and vulnerable. However, Tito skillfully exploited the Cold War rivalry between East and West, playing one side off against the other to secure economic and military aid. Yugoslavia became a leader of the non-aligned movement, a grouping of countries that sought to remain neutral in the Cold War. Tito's Yugoslavia, a golden age. The period following the break with Stalin is often seen as a golden age for Yugoslavia. Tito's charisma and his ability to suppress nationalist tensions allowed for a period of relative stability and economic progress. Yugoslavia experienced significant economic growth, fueled by industrialization and the development of tourism along its Adriatic coastline. Tito's government invested heavily in education, healthcare, and social welfare, significantly improving living standards for many Yugoslavs. Yugoslavia's market socialism, which combined elements of central planning with market mechanisms, attracted interest from economists and policymakers around the world. Yugoslav citizens enjoyed greater freedoms than their counterparts in other communist countries, including freedom of movement and limited freedom of speech. Yugoslavia became a popular tourist destination for Westerners, drawn to its beautiful scenery, affordable prices, and relative openness. However, this golden age masked underlying tensions that would eventually resurface with a vengeance. Tito's suppression of nationalist sentiments, while effective in the short term, only served to drive these resentments underground. The economic progress, while significant, was unevenly distributed, with Slovenia and Croatia benefiting more than other republics. Cracks in the foundation. Despite the veneer of unity and prosperity, cracks in the foundation of Tito's Yugoslavia began to appear in the 1960s and 70s. Economic disparities between the republics, with Slovenia and Croatia pulling ahead of the less developed South, fueled resentment and accusations of economic exploitation. Nationalist sentiments, long suppressed under Tito's authoritarian rule, began to re-emerge, fanned by intellectuals and dissidents who chafed under the constraints of the one-party state. In 1974, a new constitution was adopted that aimed to decentralize power and give greater autonomy to the republics. However, these reforms proved to be too little, too late. They were seen by some as a concession to nationalist demands, while others viewed them as insufficient to address the underlying grievances. The death of Tito in 1980 at the age of 88 removed the one unifying figure who had held the country together through sheer force of personality and political maneuvering. Tito's successors, lacking his charisma and authority, struggled to maintain control as economic woes mounted and nationalist tensions escalated. The rise of Slobodan Milosevic in Serbia, a communist official who skillfully exploited Serbian nationalism for his own political gain, further destabilized the fragile federation. Milosevic's dream of a greater Serbia, carved out of the existing republics, put him on a collision course with the other Yugoslav republics, who were determined to preserve their own autonomy. The disintegration of Yugoslavia began in earnest in 1991. Slovenia and Croatia declared independence on June 25th. Bosnia and Herzegovina followed suit on March 3, 1992, leading to a brutal conflict marked by ethnic cleansing and the siege of Sarajevo. The Kosovo War erupted in 1998, culminating in NATO intervention and the eventual declaration of independence by Kosovo in 2008. The post-separation period was fraught with tension as newly independent states grappled with the legacies of war, economic instability, and the challenge of building new national identities. Despite these challenges, many of the former Yugoslav republics have made significant strides towards integration with the European Union, seeking stability and prosperity in a new era.